Demet Özdemir and Yaman, two names that, when placed together, carry the weight of an entire generation of fans' emotions. Their story began years ago, in front of the cameras, but quickly blurred into something much bigger, a global obsession. From Istanbul to Rome, from Madrid to Los Angeles, their chemistry was so strong that millions were convinced they weren't just acting. For many, Demet and Can became the ultimate symbol of modern love, complicated, fragile, but unforgettable. That's why, when news broke that Demet Özdemir had unfollowed Yaman on Instagram, it wasn't seen as just a routine click of a button. It was treated as a global earthquake. Headlines screamed the news. Twitter and Instagram were flooded with reactions. Hashtags trended within hours, hashtag Demet unfollows Can and hashtag what happened to Can and Demet. Fans were shocked, confused, and desperate for answers. Because to them, this wasn't just about social media. It was about closure, or perhaps, the lack of it. For years, fans clung to the hope that, somehow, Demet and Can might find their way back to each other. They pointed to interviews, to glances caught on camera, to little coincidences that seemed too perfect to ignore. And now, with one cold digital gesture, that hope felt like it was shattered. But why did Demet do it? That is the question that has electrified the gossip world. Some say she wanted to send a message. Others believe it was nothing more than cleaning up her feed. But for millions of fans, there must be a deeper reason, something hidden, something explosive. Insiders in the entertainment industry have whispered about the tension that has existed for years. They claim Demet has always struggled with being defined by her connection to Yaman. Every interview she gave, every project she launched, was somehow tied back to him. Even when she tried to talk about her career, the shadow of their past followed her. For a woman who has worked hard to prove herself as an actress and as an independent figure, this constant association may have finally become unbearable. And yet, the timing is what really raises eyebrows. Because Yaman is now constantly in the spotlight in Italy. His new projects, his alleged romances, his public appearances, they all keep him at the center of attention. Was Demet's unfollow a way of saying, "I'm done. I refuse to be linked to him any longer"? Or was it perhaps an emotional reaction, triggered by recent headlines connecting Can to Sarah Bluma? Whatever the truth is, one thing is undeniable: the unfollow didn't go unnoticed. It reignited the conversation about their relationship, their past, and their unresolved story. And fans are left wondering, is this truly the end of the Can-Demet saga, or just another dramatic chapter in a story that refuses to die? The unfollow heard around the world didn't just spark conversations among fans, it reignited old wounds, questions, and mysteries that never truly went away. For many, this action felt like confirmation of something they always feared, that the story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir had finally reached a point of no return. But why now? That's the question every fan is asking. For months, Yaman has been making headlines in Italy. He has been photographed attending glamorous events, spotted with Sarah Bluma, and constantly linked to rumors of a new romance. These stories didn't go unnoticed by Demet, and according to whispers from insiders, they may have been the final straw. To see Can's name constantly tied to another woman, especially when fans still link Demet to him, could have been too much to bear. Imagine being in Demet's shoes. Every time she posts a photo, fans flood the comments with Can's name. Every new project she announces, journalists ask about him instead of her career. Even her most personal milestones are overshadowed by the ghost of a love story that ended years ago. For a woman who has fought hard to establish herself as a serious actress, that must feel suffocating. Perhaps unfollowing him wasn't just about Can, perhaps it was about reclaiming her own identity. And yet, there are those who believe the story runs deeper. Some fans claim that the unfollow is more than just a statement of independence. They believe it was fueled by hidden emotions, maybe even heartbreak that never fully healed. Was Demet hurt by Can's silence? Was she disappointed by his choices? Or was she simply tired of being haunted by the what-ifs of their past? On the other side, Yaman has remained completely silent. No statements, no reactions, not even a subtle post that could hint at his feelings. that silence only adds fuel to the fire. Some interpret it as indifference, others as respect. But for fans, the lack of answers is unbearable. They crave clarity, and in its absence, speculation runs wild. Meanwhile, the media has seized the opportunity. Magazines and tabloids across Turkey and Italy have plastered the story across their covers. Headlines scream of betrayal, heartbreak, and hidden truths. Commentators analyze every detail, from the timing of the unfollow to the tone of Demet's recent interviews. For them, this isn't just a social media move, it's a goldmine of drama. And in the middle of it all are the fans. Some are devastated, feeling like a dream has finally ended. Others are angry at Demet, accusing her of giving up on a love story that still mattered to millions. And yet, there are also those who applaud her, saying that she has every right to put herself first. The divide in the fandom has never been more intense. One thing, however, is clear: Demet's decision was not made lightly. Whether it was about healing, independence, or unspoken pain, it has shaken the foundation of everything fans thought they knew about her relationship with Yaman. And as the world watches, the question remains: is this truly the end, or is it just the calm before another storm in the saga of Demet and Can? As the debate raged on, one detail became impossible to ignore: the unfollow was not just a digital move, but a symbolic act. In today's world, following or unfollowing someone on social media carries as much weight as a public statement. For celebrities like Demet Özdemir and Yaman, these actions are magnified 1,000 times. They are seen as declarations, as messages, as chapters in a story fans never stop reading. For Demet, unfollowing may have been a way to draw a line. To finally say, that chapter of my life is over. Yet, the irony is that this very act only pulled her deeper into the story. Instead of closing the book, it reignited the flames. Fans dissected every aspect of it. They compared timestamps, looked for clues in her posts, and even analyzed her likes and comments. It was as if the entire internet turned into detectives, searching for the hidden reason behind that one click. And what they found only deepened the mystery. Some pointed out that just days before, Yaman had been seen at a high-profile event with Sarah Bluma. The photos spread quickly, showing them side by side, smiling, laughing, sparking endless rumors of a romance. Could this have been the trigger? Did Demet finally decide she had seen enough? Others reject that theory. They believe the unfollow was not about jealousy, but about liberation. For too long, Demet's identity in the public eye has been tied to Can. Every step she took, every word she spoke, was linked back to him. By unfollowing him, she may have been sending a message not to him, but to the world: I am my own person. I am not defined by Yaman. And then there are those who see it as a quiet act of defiance. By unfollowing him without explanation, Demet has left fans and media alike to speculate endlessly. She has taken control of the narrative, not by speaking, but by refusing to. Silence, in this case, is more powerful than words. Meanwhile, Can's silence remains deafening. No cryptic posts, no subtle hints, not even the faintest acknowledgement of what happened. This silence frustrates fans, but it also keeps the mystery alive. Does he not care? Is he hurt but hiding it? Or is he playing a longer game, waiting for the right moment to reveal his side of the story? What makes the situation even more explosive is the emotional investment of fans. For years, they've built their own narratives around Can and Demet. They've written fan fiction, created edits, and celebrated anniversaries of their on-screen moments as if they were real. To them, Demet's unfollow feels personal, as if she didn't just unfollow Can, but unfollowed their dreams. And yet, at the heart of it, this is a very human story. Two people who once shared something real, whether it was love, passion, or simply chemistry, are now trying to navigate their own paths. But because they are Can and Demet, the world refuses to let them do it quietly. Every action is amplified, every silence interpreted, every gesture dissected. As the storm around Demet's unfollow continued to spread, another layer of intrigue emerged: the timing of her action. Why did she choose now? Was it random, or was it connected to something happening behind the scenes? For many, the answer lies in the way Yaman's career and personal life have been evolving over the past year. Ken has been living and working in Italy, where he has become not just a star, but a phenomenon. Paparazzi follow his every move, fans chase him through the streets, and the Italian media treats him as one of their own. His name is constantly in the headlines, sometimes for his acting projects, sometimes for his rumored romances. Among those rumors, the one name that keeps reappearing is Sarah Bluma. Sarah's presence in Can's life has been the subject of speculation for months. From their appearances at the same events to their casual encounters captured by photographers, the media has built a narrative of a possible romance. And whether or not it's true, the perception is powerful. For fans who still dream of Can and Demet, seeing him linked to someone else feels like betrayal. And for Demet, it may have been the final signal that it was time to cut ties, at least publicly. But beyond the gossip, there is also a professional dimension. Demet Özdemir has been carving out her own path, proving herself as an actress and a public figure in her own right. She has fought hard to step out of Yaman's shadow, to build her career on her own terms. And yet, every time her name appears in the press, it is almost always tied to him. Imagine how exhausting that must feel, to have your entire identity reduced to someone else's love story. The unfollow may have been her way of saying, enough. I am not defined by him anymore. Of course, the fans have their own theories, and they refuse to let the story end there. Some argue that the unfollow was actually a strategic move. They believe Demet knows exactly how much attention it would generate, and that perhaps she wanted to send a coded message, not just to Can, but to the world. Others insist that the unfollow is just the tip of the iceberg, that something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. What makes the situation even more fascinating is the silence from both Can and Demet. Neither has offered an explanation, neither has addressed the speculation, and that silence is louder than any statement could ever be. It fuels the mystery, keeps the fans guessing, and ensures that the saga of Can and Demet remains alive in the public imagination. In the end, whether the unfollow was about jealousy, independence, or simply moving on, it has once again proven the undeniable truth: Yaman and Demet Özdemir are more than just two actors. They are a story, a myth, a cultural phenomenon. And every chapter, even something as small as an Instagram click, becomes part of that legend. As the dust begins to settle around Demet's decision to unfollow Yaman, one truth becomes clearer than ever: this was never just about Instagram. It was about history, about two people who once shared something that the world couldn't stop watching, and about the way love stories linger long after they've ended. For Demet Özdemir, the unfollow may represent freedom. A final step toward reclaiming her identity, separating herself from the endless comparisons and speculations. It may be her way of saying, I am more than this story. I am more than Yaman. In a world where women in the spotlight are often defined by the men they've been linked to, her decision could be seen as an act of power. For Yaman, the silence remains a mystery. His refusal to comment, his decision not to fuel the fire, leaves everyone guessing. Does he feel hurt? Does he feel nothing at all? Or does he prefer to keep his private feelings locked away, choosing instead to let the public form their own conclusions? Whatever the case, his silence has only made the saga more compelling. And for the fans, this moment will live on as yet another dramatic chapter in a love story that refuses to fade. Some will mourn it as the final ending of the Can-Demet dream. Others will cling to hope, insisting that even now, there is still something left unsaid, something unresolved. After all, if there is one thing their story has taught us, it's that nothing is ever truly over. What makes this entire situation so captivating is the way it reflects our own lives. Who hasn't struggled to move on from someone? Who hasn't felt the need to cut ties in order to heal? In many ways, Demet's unfollow is deeply relatable. It is a reminder that even celebrities, with all their fame, beauty, and success, are still human, still vulnerable, still navigating the complexities of love and loss. So, what happens now? Will Can and Demet ever address the situation directly? Will they remain silent, letting the world create its own narrative? Or will this be the moment that finally closes the book on one of the most talked about love stories of modern Turkish television? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the legend of Yaman and Demet Özdemir will not be forgotten. It lives on in the hearts of their fans, in the endless speculation of the media, and in the unshakable memory of their on-screen magic. Whether together or apart, their names will forever be linked, their story forever told, and their every move forever watched. And maybe that is the real reason why a simple Instagram unfollow became global news. Because when it comes to Can and Demet, nothing is ever simple. Every action carries weight, every silence speaks volumes, and every chapter, no matter how small, feels like history in the making.